So, before we actually get started with our main topic today, we would really love to take a quick moment to ask everyone a very important question. Have you already had the chance to take our completely free iMatrix test? Do you truly know which specific personal energy companion you, or perhaps your close friends, actually belong to? Without any further delay at all, let's all take a moment to scan our QR code together right now and quickly find out exactly which unique personal energy companion is yours. Which personal energy companions
iBommie
are you? Okay, let us know. Today, we'll have more interaction, so if you know which
iBommie
you are, you can join us in the chat room and interact together. Tell us which
iBommie
you are, alright? Alright, and today's topic is also a good one. It's closely related to all of us, isn't it? We're talking about sales. It's really important, right? All of us hope that we can complete a sale easily and effortlessly, whether it's selling something to someone or selling a product to someone. We want to be able to do it with ease. So how can we achieve that? Can we do it through our iMatrix personality, the iMatrix personal energy companions? And from there, by knowing which type our customers belong to, right? Then we can use some of our strategies and tips to make it even easier and more effortless to complete every single transaction. Sounds good, right? All right, let's get started then. So, do we have any friends of Yaya here? Yaya's friends are over there on the screen. Let's type Yaya, that's right. We always say that business is nothing more than these three things. First, we have the buyer. Second is the product. Third is the seller. Aren't these the three things? So we know that the buyer and the seller, they are living people, right? That's why we call it business. There's also a saying, which is mentioned in Sun Tzu's Art of War. If you know yourself and know your enemy, you will never be defeated in 100 battles. That's right. So first, we need to understand who we are and also understand the personality traits of our customers. Then it will be much easier for us to understand our customers' true thoughts and also to know what their real needs are. This is very important, right? For example, if your customer is like Yaya's friend, we need to know that. If your customer is like Yaya, then we have to be very direct. Just tell them straight up. Don't beat around the bush in front of them. We need to make the pace even brisker and tell them directly what the advantages and disadvantages are and where the strengths lie. You can also add something extra, like some authoritative endorsements. For example, you can tell them, oh, this product is also being used by a certain celebrity. And as for this product, has it also been certified by a certain university or a government department or received some kind of professional accreditation? Because Yaya's friend in particular really trusts authority and professional endorsements. So after we quickly finish expressing this, we can directly say to Yaya's friend, do you think option A is faster or does option B save even more time? Just pick one and that's fine. This way, we hand the decision-making power back to Yaya. It's important to understand that Yaya's friend is not someone you're selling to. Instead, after you've explained everything to them, they themselves hold the power to make the decision. Always. Do you understand? Okay, good. Now let's take a look. Do any of you have friends who are Wawa or clients who are Wawa? Let me type Wawa here on the screen. Yes, Wawa. Wawa is quite different, right? When we talk about friends who are Wawa, they really need a sense of trust. They really dislike brushing people off. So it's even harder during the sales process to figure out what exactly Wawa wants. Because often when we're doing a sales pitch, right, we'll explain things to them and Wawa feels embarrassed to turn you down. So what happens? They just say, okay, no problem, okay. But is there really no problem? It's not really that there's no problem, so we must give Wawa a chance to speak and express themselves. Don't just let yourself do all the talking. You need to let Wawa express themselves, okay? When Wawa actually does express themselves, you should tell them, there's no need to rush. Let's take our time to clearly discuss your risks and where your protection lies. Because what Wawa needs is a sense of security, and for you to really think things through and consider them from their perspective. Once they feel that you're not just selling to them, but are also considering things from their point of view, 𝐴𝐴 will develop a strong sense of being cared for and trusted. This is very important. You can't force 𝐴𝐴, nor can you rush them into making a decision. Give them a bit of space and let 𝐴𝐴 have some say. Through what 𝐴𝐴 says, we can understand what their real needs are and where they truly stand. Remember, when communicating with 𝐴𝐴, talk less and let 𝐴𝐴 talk more. That way, you'll quickly find the key. Alright, let's take a look again. The fastest paced one is Fifi. Do we have any friends of Fifi here? Type Fifi on our screen. Fifi, you're almost there. What Fifi needs is for you to be very clear with every word, without any deviation, and to express your feelings to her accurately. Fifi doesn't need you to go on and on because she wants things to be quick and clear, so she can make a decision right away. But what exactly does Fifi want? What she's looking for is something with a bit of unique novelty. That's really important. That means it has to be fast, but also something that just came out. Fifi likes that the most. For example, this is a proposal we just came up with in our meeting this morning. Fifi, take a look. No one else has this yet. You're the first one we're reaching out to. You're our most important client, so I wanted to let you know about this as soon as possible. That would make Fifi really happy. Because Fifi doesn't want to be behind others. She doesn't want everything to be something that others have already done. She hopes to be the first one to get access to this product. So we understand just how important this is. That's why if Fifi is the first to get it and it touches her heart, you've already won half the battle. So what's next? Fifi, you need to be clear that in the sales process, we must be very precise in telling Fifi about the product's features and its contents. Or maybe explain the pricing. Why? Because she'll quickly tell you, no problem, I've sold it. But then problems start to arise. If it happens too quickly, she might also just as quickly. She might object and say, oh no, I acted on impulse. Maybe I should just return it. Wouldn't that cause some trouble later on? So when we're closing a deal with a Fifi, we need to pay extra attention to how quickly she makes decisions, because there's also a high chance she'll just as quickly overturn her previous decisions. Isn't it like she keeps changing her mind? We need to pay special attention to this because we don't want her to make such changes. So what should we do? We need to clearly and honestly explain every single point to Fifi and make sure she understands everything. Tell her clearly that there's absolutely no problem, okay? All right, let's take a look. Do you have any friends who are 𝐴𝐴 or clients who are 𝐴𝐴? Now, 𝐴𝐴 is quite special. You can't force them. For some clients, we need to give them a bit of a push or encourage them. But for 𝐴𝐴, that's not necessary. As for 𝐴𝐴, we need to be very attentive and detailed, right? We need to show more care, whether it's towards their family members, their team, or themselves, and explain what benefits this product can bring, as well as how we can provide even more detailed after-sales service. We can even make some comparisons with similar types of products. This is very important because when we talk about 𝐴𝐴, they are really worried that after buying this product, there might be other products of the same type that are even better. They really like making these different comparisons. So what should we do? We need to help 𝐴𝐴 let go of these concerns. You have to tell them it's not just over once you've made the purchase. I will continue to support you. We will continue to follow up on this matter for you, so you can rest assured. Yes, we are always by your side, providing you with comprehensive after-sales service. If there's any point that we haven't explained clearly, why don't we go through it again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every single point will be explained clearly to 𝐴𝐴 so they can feel at ease. This way, the deal will be easily closed and we can also resolve this issue. All right? That's quite special, isn't it? Every iBlooming user has a different personality. So let's see if there are any boo-boo type friends. Do you have any boo-boo type clients around you? Let's type boo-boo on the screen. Yubu is quite cute.